So I'm not quite done with the road trip material. I did want to kind of film a video talking about all of the things that we bought or that we were given on our road trip. And so I'm gonna go through some of those things right now. It's gonna be pretty short, pretty sweet. I'm just gonna tell you what we got and what we're planning to do with some of them, because we are gonna do some things with some of these things. And so I'm really excited to share all of our lovely, beautiful finds that are behind me with you in this video. If you've watched all of the road trip vlogs, which have gone up, and you followed along on our journey, then you know that the very first stop that Mom and I actually stopped and spent some time was in Asheville, North Carolina. Now, we had planned to visit a couple of breweries in town, but parking in Asheville was kind of a nightmare, and we just kind of got frustrated, so we decided to just hit one brewery for lunch, and then we moved on. So the first place we actually stopped and bought anything was on our, I guess it would be day 3, when we were in Kentucky and we started doing the Bourbon Trail. And this was something we've wanted to do for a really long time. We didn't do any tours, we just kind of visited a couple of places, and we bought stuff at 3 different Bourbon Trail distilleries. And so the first one we stopped at was Woodford Reserve. Now, we didn't buy, that's not true. Mom bought a couple of t-shirts inside Woodford Reserve. I didn't buy one, but we did buy some drinks at their bar across the street. So their drinks come in these like collectible souvenir cups, and they're like a copper cup and it says Woodford Reserve on it. They're really pretty. Woodford Reserve branding is just kind of basic and boring, so we didn't buy a whole bunch of stuff, and we combined their whiskey here, so we didn't buy any whiskey at that place. The next place we went to was Castle and Key. Now, this was a total surprise. It was on Mom's list to go to. I kind of, kicked it off the list because I've never heard of it, but then when we were in the area, one of the tour guides told us that we should check it out. So we drove down the road, and it was really close to Woodford Reserve, so we checked it out, and it was absolutely fantastic. They did a cocktail flight, so we got to try 4 of their different liquors. They had a vodka, 2 gins, and this rye whiskey in their drinks on the cocktail flight. We didn't buy the vodka. Not that we're picky about vodka, but we've got a vodka that we like, and so we like trying fun liquors like this. This is their Restoration Kentucky Rye Whiskey. We got this one, and I will say this about the Castle and Key gift shop. Their gift shop was fantastic. They had a whole bunch of stuff in there. They had some really cool like oiled coats that are great for rain. My mom has one that she's had for a really long time, and I tried it on. It was really expensive, and the only thing that kept me from buying it was the pockets. There just weren't very many pockets, and I need more pockets. So I was really impressed with not just their spirits or their drinks, but the venue was amazing. They had a really cool like botanical garden that you could walk through, and they had lots and lots of different kinds of things in their gift shop, and so I was really impressed. But we got the Restoration Rye Whiskey. This is their Roots of Ruin Harvest Seasonal Gin, and I just think that that label is really, really cool. I think it's so pretty. It reminds me of, oh gosh, is it Rifle Paper Company that does those really pretty designs? I think that's what it is. And then this is their Roots of Ruin Dry Gin. So we tried both of these gins in their cocktail flight that we bought at their like bar, and it was really, really good. We liked both of them because they have very different flavor profiles. Gin is something that we're kind of getting into and spending more time drinking, and so I'm really enjoying trying different gins, and these 2 I think are going to be a great addition to our collection, and I've never seen them before or had them before, so I really like them. And also the bottles are just really, really cool. They're a great size, they're a cool shape. I really liked them. Our next distillery was the Buffalo Trace Distillery, but Buffalo Trace has several different brands of whiskey and bourbon. Buffalo Trace is one of the ones that it's one of our favorites. We like it a whole lot. Sometimes it can be difficult to find. We've been lucky enough to find a place near us that almost always has it, and so we didn't have to worry about buying any, but they had some that day, and they do limit you to 1 bottle per person per day. They had some really cool stuff in their gift shop. Their gift shop was really big. Their distillery operation was gigantic, and they had lots and lots of different merchandise. I got a sweatshirt. This one says Blanton's because Buffalo Trace also does Blanton's whiskey, and I really like Blanton's, but it's really fancy and it's really expensive, so I don't drink it very often. We actually have a bottle of Blanton's. They didn't have any that day. They had E.H. Taylor, and that had sold out early in the day. So it's not something that you can find everywhere, and it's not something that, like, this is, they're collectible bottles. They have like different lids. Like each bottle cap has a different letter on it to spell out Blanton's. And yeah, we've got one, and I guess it's a thing for people to collect them. That's not my goal. I liked the sweatshirt. It's really, really soft, and it wasn't so expensive, and I did want to kind of buy a t-shirt. I didn't see a t-shirt at the Castle and Key that I liked, but I liked that sweatshirt, and I'm a sweatshirt girl. I like being warm and cozy. So those are our souvenirs from the Bourbon Trail. Our next stop that we actually bought a whole bunch of stuff was in Tipton. Now, Tipton is where I used to live. It's where I grew up, and there is a store there called the Dutch Bakery, and they sell food in bulk. They have produce. It's like locally grown stuff. They even do furniture like porch swings, Adirondack chairs, dog food, you know, that kind of stuff. So this is a place where I have been shopping my entire life, and it is one of the things that I miss the most about living in Tipton. This that I'm holding like a baby is a Cushaw squash, okay? He looks dirty. He's had a bath. This is just where he laid in the dirt to grow. This is what we make our pumpkin pie filling out of. So we buy several of these every year and truck them home because we cannot find them down here. I haven't tried growing them, but this is just not a thing down here in Florida. So this is something that is a priority for us to buy every time we go back to Missouri in the fall time. It's not a springtime thing. This is something we buy in the fall, and this is something that we use every year, and we turn it into pumpkin pie filling. That will be a video coming on this channel soon, later, someday. It's coming, I promise. It's just, it's not happening right now. But anyway, we got 3 of these, and that's generally enough for us. If you're making 1 pumpkin pie, you don't need 3 of these, and you'll see that in that video. But anyway, this is what we use to make our pumpkin pies out of, so they're important to us. So we got 3 of them. Also at the Dutch Bakery, we got a whole gallon of, okay, how do you say this word? I say a lot of words really funny because I can't pronounce them correctly. So I call this Worcestershire sauce, and I know that that's wrong, but I don't care because it's fun to say it that way. So this is what we got, because we can refill the small bottle that we keep in the fridge from this, and it's fine. We just actually killed the one that we had. So we had one and we used it up. We use this a lot when we marinate steaks or burgers, but we do go through this. So it's not like it's gonna be wasteful. We had used one entire thing and it was time for us to buy another one. Like, we used it up right before we left on our road trip. So this went on our shopping list. This was $6.69, and I just think that's really cheap for so much of that. Very handy. We also got several, we bought 5 of these. This is light corn syrup. We call it Karo syrup, corn syrup. It's the light stuff, it's the golden stuff. This is $6.19 for one, and this is 64 ounces. Okay, so this is half a gallon. We bought 5 of them because this is what we use. This is another pie ingredient. This is what we use for our pecan pie filling. So we'll make a ton of pecan pies every year. We give them away to basically everybody. So this is just something that we have bought for a long, long time. We intended to stop and buy pecans from the lady that we used to buy them from, and we just ran out of time, so we'll have to get those from Sam's. but we got our Caro Sip, so we are ready. We are set up for pie season with the addition of some of the spices that we bought. So we did buy, let me show you, some bulk spices because, as you know, if you watch this channel, I just went through our spice cabinet, put everything in different like spice jars. I did the grown up thing and put them in matching jars, which is really cool and it feels great. But now I know what we have and what we need. We needed ground cloves, that's for pumpkin pie. We needed ground ginger, that is also for pumpkin pie. I also bought some ground mustard because I noticed we didn't have, like we had, I think, a teaspoon. We were nearly out of whole fennel. This is nutmeg. This is also for pumpkin pie. We've never bought the pre-grated stuff because I like to grate it ourselves, but we were weak and we just bought it. It's also, what month is this? This is October. So I don't think it's gonna go bad by the time we use it, and we will use a bunch of that. We will use it in pumpkin pies, and we will also use it in things like toast, French toast. We will use it in eggnog. We'll use it in some cocktails. It's not gonna go bad, I'm not worried about it. And then cumin. So those are the bulk spices that we purchased, and I'm excited to have those. We bought cheese powder. If my Uncle Ben knows what I'm talking about. This stuff is so good. This is like dry cheese powder. You probably think I'm crazy talking about dry cheese powder. I love this stuff. When I was a kid, my parents taught me how to make mac and cheese, and it didn't come out of a box, okay? We used ramen noodles, you know, like the packet of dry ramen noodles. We microwave that, and then we drain the water. We don't use like the seasoning packet. We just microwave the noodles and then drain them. And then we add milk, butter, and these to make like an instant or semi-instant mac and cheese, and it's so good. It's one of my comfort foods. I like to add like a cut up hot dog in it. It's so good, and we're nearly out of our cheese powder in our pantry. We have special like containers for them, so yeah, it was a good purchase and I'm happy to have those. They also sell them in bigger bags, and it took a lot of strength not to buy the bigger bags, but I know that we're gonna go back, so I didn't need to buy the bigger bag this time. And then the last thing we bought at the Dutch bakery was a tiny, well, this isn't tiny. They had a tiny one, and it was smaller than an egg. I don't know what you would do with that. I showed it on the blog, but anyway, we bought a small cast iron skillet. This is, you know, the Lodge brand, and this thing is driving me crazy. Anyway, we don't need this, but cast iron really makes my mom happy. She bakes in it a lot. She'll bake an individual pie in something like this, and she likes to give pies like this too, because like, okay, I grew up Catholic, and so when you're Catholic, you have a priest, and the priest isn't married, so he's an individual guy. She likes to give them pies like this because they're smaller, and it's more reasonable for them to eat a pie like this than, you know, like a normal size pie. Anyway, she'll bake pies and things like this. We have a couple more that are similar sizes to this. What is this? This is a 6.5 inch cast iron skillet. So it's already been seasoned, which is really, really nice. Anyway, we have another cast iron skillet. So that is our Dutch bakery haul. And I love everything we got there. And before I move on and start talking about the things that we bought after we had left Tipton, I want to talk about my friend Sarah, who gave me this basket of Chiefs stuff for like a combined Christmas / housewarming gift. And I'm not gonna show everything. There was a huge basket full of stuff, and I'm so grateful, but she gave us some Chiefs stuff. This is a candle, and I love candles because they make your house smell nice, and oh my goodness. It's got this like cork top, which is really cool, but it smells so good. And also it's got, you know, the Chiefs logo on it, and it has the Missouri State on there, and it says home. It's just really cute. And then she knows the weight of my heart, okay? She knows the things that I like, and she gave me a Chiefs water bottle that has this like yellow silicone thing on the bottom. I'm guessing that's to keep it from sliding around on a table, which is really cool. I don't have one of those, and it has a straw lid, which is super nice. So I really like that. So I wanted to say a thank you to Sarah in this video, because that was really kind and you didn't have to do that. I'm really appreciative. So yeah, thank you. The last place we stopped was a liquor store called Friar Tuck, and we stopped in Crestwood, Missouri, which is like a suburb of St. Louis. Anyway, we had been looking for our favorite Moscato d'Asti, which we cannot find down here. So anyway, we buy this every time we go back to Missouri, and it's called Marco Negri, and it's very basic and I like it so much. Now, you can find Marco Negris in every wine store. You can find it, you know, all the time. They've got lots and lots of different versions of it, but this one is our favorite. And the Crestwood Friar Tuck location had a really good price for this. There's a liquor store in Kansas City called Lucas that carries it, and their price is higher, but they do give you a discount if you buy a whole case of it, which is 12 bottles. Now, we only bought 9 this time because they didn't have 12, and we still have some from the last time we bought some. But anyway, we got our Marco Negri, and they also had a really good deal on other wines with the prices ending in like 99 cents. So if you bought 6 wines and the price on them ended in like 99 cents, they would give you like a discount for like a mix and match. So we got 6 of this Costa Rosa, which is like a red, but it's like a sparkling red. So if you've ever had Stella Rosa, it's like that, but this one has a different flavor profile, and it also has a cork. The Stella Rosa has a cap. Not that it makes a big difference, but there you go. We got 3 of these, and then we got 3 of this one, which is another Moscato d'Asti. I've never had this one, but this one was really cheap. So we just got 3 of this one to make up the other 3 for the mix and match. And then while we were in the store, I had a thought I should check my list, because I did make a shopping list on my phone of all the things that I wanted to be sure that we bought either at the Dutch Bakery or at the liquor store or at a Hy-Vee or whatever. And there's something down here that, well, okay, we can't get Everclear down here. They don't sell the same stuff, okay? Everything down here in Florida is a lower proof. This is 190 proof. We bought 3 of these, and I know you're gonna say, well, that's crazy, you don't drink that. No, we don't drink this straight. I wanna say we cook with it. We don't really cook with it. We make Kahlua and Amaretto at home with Everclear, because when you dilute it with like Karo syrup or coffee or almond flavor, it kind of, you know, it dilutes it. So we want to be able to have shelf stable stuff, and if it's lower proof, it's not as shelf stable. This is so high proof that it's going to kill anything that might grow in the bottle when we make our Kahlua or Amaretto. So we like to use this. We bought 3 of those. So we're planning to make Kahlua and Amaretto later this fall, and it does take some time. So that video will be coming, but it's going to be coming later in the year. So be warned that that's going to take some time. Anyway, that is my haul. That's all the stuff we bought. It's kind of a lot of liquor, but those are the kind of souvenirs that we like. Like that gin back there is going to last us a long time, and this wine is something that we can share. We've got a dinner party planned soon, and this is something we can share with people, and I'm so excited to have all this stuff to share with people. Yeah, so I think we did really good. We didn't spend very much money. I mean, we spent some money, but we were planning on it. We were budgeting for it. Like, we knew what we were gonna buy when we left, and there were some things that we were planning to buy that we didn't buy, and so we spent less than we had planned on, and we still had space in the car, which was another concern. But anyway, that's everything we bought, or almost everything we bought. I didn't show you a couple of t-shirts because I don't know where they are. We have a couple more t-shirts from a brewery that's in Versailles, Missouri called the Bee's Knees. I don't know where those shirts are. So now you know everything that we brought home with us, and let me know if liquor shopping is something that you do when you travel. I really like to do it. I think it's fun to see what kind of deals or specials or what kind of local wines, or, you know, if you've got a home that is far away from the home that you live in now and you can only find things like this there, let me know, you know, because I'm curious what you do if you can't find things in your new home, but you can still find them in your old home. Do you buy them when you go home to your old home? Is this really complicated? Anyway, you guys will see me in another video really, really soon. And I mean it this time. This really is the end of the road trip content. We're done with this road trip stuff now. We're moving on.